There are so many different things that face us as creators. One of those things is always trying to come up with the next video idea. And I don't know if you're like me, but sometimes you get into that writer's block and you can't come up with that concept. I'm gonna give you 5 things that you can do to break you out of that rut and give you video ideas to help you on your next project. Hey everyone, Daryl Eves here. Now I am really excited to work with Storyblocks in helping you make better content and get it out to more and more people in the world. As a video marketing strategist and working with some of the top brands and creators here on YouTube, we always hit that block. You always hit that creative block, and I'm gonna give you 5 tips that kind of busts me out of that creative block, and it will help you come up with your next video idea. Tip number 1. Now, this first one is really, really powerful, regardless if you're brand new here on YouTube or you're a veteran. What I like to do is look where the views are actually happening now. So if you're a veteran, basically go into Creator Studio and go into Analytics and see where your traffic's actually coming from in the last 24 hours and the last 48 hours. And some of those videos are actually older. You're gonna notice that some content just continually brings you views and continually brings you new subscribers. And I like to make note of all those different videos that are down there that could help us actually make new content. Now, keeping that in mind, what I want to do is look at a new way to freshen that up, or to do a spin on it, or it might be able to give me a creative way to create a series around the content that keeps on performing, because there is an audience for it. And with the algorithm, the way that it works is looking to suggest similar content that's actually in your library. Now, if you're a new creator and you're trying to come up with these ideas, you don't necessarily have the back library that you can actually do this, where you're bringing in views. I like to get a collective list of channels that would be similar type of content that I would be creating, and go look on their YouTube channel to see which ones are the top performers, which ones that are actually being suggested by YouTube for the viewer to watch. Now, tip number 2, one of the things that I actually do quite frequently is see what people are actually searching for on Google and also on YouTube. The way to do that is you can actually start typing out questions or putting in keywords, and you're able to see the autocomplete section both on Google search and YouTube search. These can give you some great ideas. I also like to look at what type of videos are being ranked for those search terms, and it can give you some great ideas to actually create content for your next video. And number 3, this is a powerful one, but is using Google Trends to see what's actually happening in the world. Now, one of the great things about Google Trends is you can kind of see if a keyword or subjects are trending up and more people are interested in it, or it's trending down. I use it mostly for coming up with ideas, because this is a great opportunity to see, hey, this is an idea that's coming in. And if we use this keyword, or we come up with some ideas to create content around this keyword, we're gonna actually get more views and visibility because there's more interest. I also like to use Google Trends and then bring it over to Google News, and to see if there's anything that's relevant that's actually happening in the world. And you can kind of get ideas off of news and blog posts. And this is something that kind of really spurs the process of, hey, this would really be cool to do a video like this. Now, the next tip is a great one, and it's one that I use time and time again. And this is more for thumbnails. I like to come up with great thumbnail ideas, but I love using photo sharing services like Flickr and Google Photos just to flip through ideas around certain subjects and see if it just kind of sparks my creativity. And as I'm going through these photos, I'm really saying, oh man, that would be an amazing thumbnail. Now what can we do for the video? And it gets that creative juices flowing. Now the last tip, and is probably the most important one. If you're not familiar with a place called Reddit, I have been on Reddit since it began, and it's a great place to find congregations of your viewers that are really obsessed with certain subjects. These are called subreddits. And what we're able to do is go and search in these subreddits. I always like to see what's actually performing the best in some of those subreddits that would be kind of close to the content that I'm doing. And then ultimately reading through the comments and seeing what people engage and how passionate they are. All these different ways are to give you ideas and to really help you create content. But at the end of the day, you are that content creator, you are that voice. But the more that you understand your viewer or your potential viewer, the faster you'll actually able to grow on YouTube, because because that's what the algorithm is actually looking for. That's why these video ideas are really important to understand who's going to be watching the content. And if you can fulfill by doing this to who's going to watch the content and you're creating content for them, that's when you're going to be a lot more successful. Now, you might have more ideas to really help creators to get through that creative block. Go ahead and put those ideas in the comments below. Let's make this a section where we can really help creators, help other creators create content, because that's what we're all about here on Storyblocks. And we'll see you on the next video.